Working on drawers today. It is Monday. So Saturday when I was working on the drawers, I was having the face issue on the drawers not fitting, not working right. So I was finally able to recut those, and I'm trying to use these L brackets instead today to mount the drawer. I got one almost finished. Let's see if we can pull it out real quick. At least mounts it up where I want it to. So I got one L bracket set up right now. And when I mount the other ones, I do need to get it to tilt just a little bit because it's slightly off. Not perfect, but getting there. The other one's cut inside of there, ready to get mounted too. So still a bit of a pain in the ass to get this to work the way I want it to, but it's coming along. It looks a lot better than it did when I had it just straight drilled into the body. So the drawer, once again, because that cracking and everything, so it's working out a little bit better. Hoping to get into sanding a little bit today also. Now when I sand, this drawer is super tight, so I'm actually going to try and level out this side where I cut it. It's got some kind of like ridges where it's kind of waving, and I think there's a high spot on there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand this one so that way that drawer opens and closes, because it does bind. If I open it up about here, it starts to bind. You can pull it out the rest of the way, but it's pretty tight right there. And then when I do this, I'll probably sand the tops of this and the bottom so it gets a little bit more clearance. This one's kind of catching up at the top here when you try and close it, so you kind of have to push down on the drawer, and down here when you open it, it's kind of just barely scraping the plastic. So I'll probably sand that off if I can't get it to tilt a little bit and clean it up a bit, but it looks a lot better. I'm almost to the point where it's going to come back apart. Still got to drill out for the handles and everything, but so far so good. Coming back at a fresh start today. So that's kind of my life right now. So working on that, hopefully get this one mounted up too the next little bit, and then go from there. So yep. All right, so finished with the first drawer face. So like I said, I got the problem mounting here where this is a little bit too high, so I'm going to sand this down a little bit when it comes time. Also, this drags a little bit here, so I'm going to sand that down a little bit as well, just to give it a little bit of space. Another thing I'm probably going to do is sand a little bit of recess here for this spot of the door. It seems like it's closing all the way, but it seems to be having like a little bit of a struggle closing. So my goal is to try and sand this face down just enough where that door will close without problem. So I might sand like that first layer of wood off and just kind of, I don't know, recess it and just make it look nice, but curve it in a bit. So yeah, I mean, that closes, door opens fully, good to go. So yeah, this one works perfectly fine. I'm not going to do any sanding on the actual drawer itself on this one. What I might do is put a screw in here and a screw in here, just keep this from splitting, or I might just fill that with some putty. I'm not entirely sure. Kind of see how that goes. So I got to mount the handle on next. So I'm going to drill for that in a minute. Then I'll start working on the other drawer. So I ran into the issue. The screws that came with these L brackets, these ones right here, are complete and total garbage screws. They were just messing it up pretty bad. So I bought these wood screws from Home Depot, or Lowe's or whatever, I have no idea. But they're number 8 half-inch screws. And these actually worked a lot better, a lot more stable. They do stick out a little bit, but it's not a big deal to me. They look perfectly fine. The other thing is those other screws are actually sticking through the half-inch wood, and these ones do not. So they actually work better. So I like it. It's sturdy. Now that those L brackets are mounted, it's a lot sturdier of a drawer. Feels a lot better going in and out. So pretty excited. The soft close doesn't work because it keeps getting bound up on that though. So once that gets cleaned up on the edge, then the soft close should work. So good to go on that. Like I said, I'm gonna mount the handles next. I'm gonna go grab those so you can see those. So let's see, door handles. These are the door handles here. They're just little, almost look like iron handles with just like a flappy handle on there. I feel like that'd be best instead of having anything raised. It's getting in the way of the drawer. I did buy these. They're drawer locks. So I gotta figure out how to use those. What I might do is just lock the drawers together so that way they open and close together. I did not think this part through very well, so I'm gonna have to do something. but my goal is to have a locking system on those drawers as well, so that way they don't just open up at any point in time. They are snug enough where they actually don't, even on a hill, which I checked earlier. So yeah, gonna do these next and see how those look. And then once all the drawers are together, I will see about putting the locking mechanisms on them. So here we go. All right, well, the drawer handle is officially a permanent installment. So drilling in, the screws were a little long, so I spaced them. Let's focus. So I spaced them with some washers, and now it's a stud, which is, I guess, perfectly fine. But I was really hoping to do a finish on this before I, made that permanent. So I was hoping to do a finish on it before I made it permanent, but oh well, I guess. I mean, that's going to be what it is. Shit. Well, that kind of sucked. So this sticks out way further. The screws were really long. So they were probably way too long. My goal was to temporarily do this and then go and find some screws that were of this size and of this size. Can't see it. Of this size to mount that were 3/4 at most. So that kind of sucks. But I mean, it's on there, and good thing I didn't mount it upside down on accident too. All right, I can't even fathom how much easier that was with these other screws that actually worked. So this is the drawer I mounted up. Not the, sorry for my hand being there, not the most beautiful job in the world, but it works. Let me see how far this stick out. But it works. It is tight and it is sturdy and it is okay. So you don't really see them anyways unless you open the doors. And look at that, soft close. Ready? Do it one more time. It actually fits. Perfect. Awesome. So this one is mounted great. No binding or anything. You get a little bit of scrape down the bottom corner right there. Aside from that, but it actually closes all the way. So that one's gonna need to get sanded. I'll probably sand that one in the corner anyways. And then that top right corner there is gonna get sanded as well. Aside from that, mount the handle, mount the drawer locks, and we should be done. Well, that was a pain in the butt, but I got it. So that looks like shit, but I can putty it up and fill those in, no problem. So that was a pain in the butt. Hopefully that won't break. We'll see when we actually have some weight in the drawer, but it is what it is. And boom, second drawer is done. Handle's done. I did the delete on the back side of those studs. Had trouble with that one again, just like I did with that one, this one. So like half the stud is freaking missing in there, but it's not budging or moving or pulling out. It's super good. Worst comes to worst, I might throw some wood glue in there or something one day. Sure they stay tight. So yeah, we're done with the first part of it. Now it's on to pulling this whole thing apart, and then we're going to work on sanding and finishing it. I'm picking up an electric sander from a friend of mine today, and then we're going to try and clean up all the edges and clean up all the boards, clean up all the drilled holes, make sure they look nice and everything looks good, and then we'll go through and do the finish on it, and then putty up any holes, and then we'll put it all back together inside the truck, and that's where it's going to stay. So we are done with all the hard work, and now it's into all the labor intensive work. This is what it looks like. I'm probably gonna get some pictures now and get some I don't know, maybe like a video of unfolding it, opening it before we get it taken apart, and then I'm gonna label everything, bag all the hardware, so that way everything stays nice and organized, and I'm gonna label it all on the bottom side so that you can't see any labeling like this once we go to put it back together. And yeah, label it with the hardware and everything, and then once that is all done, then we'll finish. All right, so kind of prematurely started taking this apart before I did a full video of the fold out and everything, but you'll see finished product on that later, I guess. So started disassembling again, backing everything up by part. So I'm doing the support fold out first. I'm also marking the holes because some of these are drilled like 2 or 3 times, for the actual holes that are used for the hinges, so that way I don't assemble it wrong. So this is what I was talking about, those pieces catch on the platform, so you'd have to pull them forward and push it back, just kind of a simple amount. I did match everything, so kind of, we call these match marks at work, but I matched everything. So as you can see, matching numbers for each joint that's coming apart and going back together, so that way when I'm done cleaning them up and sanding them, I can reassemble them the way that they came apart. And then I also put an arrow and directional inside or outside on the parts. So yeah, almost done doing the fold out. I don't think it's going to take me very long to actually physically disassemble. Probably should have did the platform before I did the fold outs. I did not think that through. Luckily I still have enough fold out here that I can play around with that. So anyways, so disassembling now, working on that. So this is day 2 of inclement weather. It is Thursday. Gave working on everything a break Tuesday because I finished up the building process on Monday. It took me maybe 15 minutes to pull everything apart, maybe a little bit more, but everything came apart pretty easy. Matched everything up so that way putting it back together is going to be a little bit easier. And I think kind of in total, I could probably have that out of the back of the truck in maybe 10 minutes if I were to just pull the sleeping trays off and the back part and slide the drawers out. So in terms of like pulling the whole bed out and the whole platform and drawer system out of the truck, I mean, it's maybe a 10-minute gig in case I did need to get into anything, or I don't know, for some reason need to pull it out of the truck. So between like me and my wife, I'd be able to pull it out without a problem. So today I was going to start sanding. Actually, yesterday I was going to start sanding. I picked up a hand sander, a palm sander from a buddy of mine. I picked up some sanding discs today, and I'm going to start working on that. So we got all the stuff we need for sanding, and L'Oreal's going to probably help me with that over the next couple of days. She's actually getting 2 hands or palm sanders, one from another friend as well. So we'll both be able to sand at the same time, in hopes to get this finished this weekend so it can cure and degas for the next couple, or for probably about a week in the garage. Mattress is supposed to be here today as well, so hopefully be able to get that. So I could let that sit out for a couple of days, let it air out and let it expand, because it's a memory foam mattress, and see how that fits in when we get everything back in. Also, the LED lights are in as well, so got a lot to do. I'm gonna try and get some sanding in. It is thundering all around us, and it looks, I don't know if you can tell, but it just finished raining also. I'm gonna plug in the sander and get going and see what I can get done today. It is Friday. I ended up having to quit yesterday because of the rain. It's freaking hot out today. It is sunny as all get out, and I am continuing on with sanding. I'm covered in dust and sweating. So continue on with sanding. I've gotten this much done so far, right there, and then I got this much to go, so not too bad. Hoping to have the rest of this done by the end of tonight, and I think I might be able to get that done. I am on overtime this weekend at my job, so I'm not going to be able to get much done, if anything at all, on this weekend. Wife's off though, so I might see if she'll be able to apply some coats of sealant on some of the smaller stuff, at least, kind of between her doing schoolwork and a few other things. So yeah, coming along pretty nicely. Sanding's going pretty good, and yeah, that's pretty much what's up with that now. So alright, just finished sanding the last board, which was this one right here. So I'm completely done with the sanding portion now. Everything's looking pretty good and cleaned up. So next step is going to be cleaning everything off with the mineral spirit, which I need to go pick up because I do not have. Wiping everything down, and then we're going to start with the clear coat. So the clear coat that I got is kind of buried right now. Let's see if I can find it. So the clear coat I got is a polyacrylic. This was kind of recommended to me on some of the Overland sites and stuff, and on Facebook by everybody who has done one of these before, especially for a clear coat, because I was looking for not a change in color, because of how well this would actually match the leather and everything in the interior of the Rover. So that being said, I'm going to start probably cleaning these up tomorrow. I'll actually probably do it after my shift tomorrow. That'll be a pretty easy day if I were to do that. So I'll just come out and start wiping stuff down and cleaning it up. Right now, I'm gonna clean everything up that I just finished with, and I'm gonna go do something in the air conditioning because it's really hot. So more tomorrow. Yep. Oh, there's the flea tech alarms.
May I have your attention, please? The National Weather Service.
There's the wife checking it.
Shit.
Told you, in like 5 minutes tops.
Alright, we need to get in the house.
Alright, we're gonna.
Turn off everything.
Alright, I finally got another day to work on it. Weather is holding up for now. Yesterday I started for like a split second and the weather got absolutely terrible. But I am doing the finish on the box now. I got all those ones. One side of those are done. One of the drawers are done. Those are done for now. And I still have that whole pile of wood here to do. So a lot to do, a lot to get done, but I'm gonna try and get as much as I can done today. All right, working on the finish again today. So finally have a day of nice weather, which has been absolutely awful. You can see a little cloudy, which is perfect, nice and cool out. By cool, I mean it's like 95 instead of 105 degrees. So basically what we got right now, I'm doing the finish on all the pieces of wood, and I'm on my last coat for most of it. All of these, and all of these are on their last coat to finish. That one, I think, needs one more. And I got some behind the door right there. All of that is on its last coat too. This one on the table, just finished the second side of it, so I gotta flip it, coat it again, and then this one on the Rover right now. So almost done. I should have it done by tonight, let it cure, let it degas over the next couple of days, and hopefully get it together by the weekend is kind of the goal right now. So if we get it together by the weekend, I'll have hopefully a video of the whole setup and everything in the truck and some pictures. Because I might go down to one of the national forests in Florida to do that. So a lot of progress today. Not as much progress this last week or so because I've been on a lot of overtime as I've been wanting. But we're getting there, and just a work in progress. Got my helper tin today. She's gonna help me put the box in. That's the real one over there. She's playing with the dogs for a little bit. Come on my yard. It needs to get mowed. I'm planning on mowing it. But all right, today we're hopefully installing the box system back into the Rover for its permanent install. We got everything finished, all done. Most of the boards are sitting behind those ones. So we're gonna try and put that together today. And then we're gonna take an inventory and all the stuff that we use for it, sizes for all the boards and everything, and then go from there and then put her together and put her in the truck. So it should be pretty interesting. It is hot and it looks like it's gonna rain soon, so hopefully we can get this all done before the bad weather comes. So that's our goal for today. Thank you, Bella, for that. So this is Bella the best hound. She's so helpful. And she's getting dog hair all over the back of the truck. So she's priming the carpet so that way the wood doesn't make the carpet go bad. So it's gonna collect as much basset hound fur in the back of the truck as possible. That's a goal. It's getting pretty late and it's about to storm now. So just finished trimming up the mattress. I had to trim off about probably 6 or 7 inches off of the edge of the mattress, which is cool because it came with a zipper. So I zipped out the memory foam. This is a trifold mattress. You can see I was able to cut the edges off to make it fit. So this is it fitted up right now with the memory foam. This is a full-size mattress minus the amount that I trimmed off. This is a 4-inch foam mattress. So this is how it's going to sit in the truck as an actual bed. I'll close up all the doors. Did not adjust this thing before closing this up, just a heads up. So it might be a little bit further back than it needs to be, but this is pretty much how it is going to sit as a sleeping platform. There is gapping here. I'm aware of that, and I'm not really sure what I'm going to do in terms of that, but I think it's all right. It'll work. This is me laying in it with, I got shoes on right now, but I am fully extended out. Legs are straight. My head is up against the seat, so I'll probably make my wife sleep on this side of the bed, and I'll sleep on that one because I actually got a little bit more space right here. I'm gonna flip it around so you can see. This is me, a little sweaty because it's hot. This is me laying straight out, so I do have room. I could always just lay kind of more in the middle. But this is inside of the truck with everything folded out. So